On the 3rd of November, Bangladesh's interim government said that the disagreements between Bangladeshi politicians had stalled the July Charter, a key democratic reform plan, further urging political parties to reach consensus within a week or face unilateral action. Our next report gets you the details.
The South Asian nation of 170 million people has been in political turmoil since August last year, when Sheikh Hasina, then Prime Minister, was ousted following a student-led revolt. Her successor, Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus, who leads the interim government as chief advisor, proclaimed that he had inherited a completely broken-down political system after taking over following the uprising. The July Charter, named after the revolt, has been championed by Muhammad Yunus as the cornerstone of his legacy, vital to prevent a return to authoritarian rule. A political declaration and proposed constitutional document in Bangladesh that aims to reform the country's governance. On the 17th of October, key parties, including the Bangladesh Nationalist Party as well as Jamaat-e-Islami, signed the document at a ceremony. But the National Citizens Party, formed by the leaders of last year's movement and 4 left-leaning parties, stayed away and have asked for the charter to be ratified by a referendum.
Despite lengthy discussions in the Consensus Commission, there are still differences of opinion on some reform recommendations. In addition, the meeting expressed concern over the differences that have emerged among political parties on the question of when the referendum should be held and what its content should be.
3 weeks after introducing the charter, the so-called unity appears to be fraying. The latest development comes amid growing conflict with the Bangladesh Nationalist Party proposing to hold the referendum alongside the national elections in February 2026, while Jamaat argued it should be held before the election as early as November. The interim government have asked all political parties to reach a consensus within a week on the referendum, saying it would take a unilateral decision if they failed to reach an agreement.
In these cases, political parties who were also long-time allies in the anti-fascist movement are being urged to hold discussions among themselves on their own initiative and provide unified guidance to the government as soon as possible, if possible within 1 week.
The ambitious Reform Charter, which proposes a 2-term limit for prime ministers and expanded presidential power, has become a flashpoint between parties vying for power ahead of national elections expected in February 2026. The Charter also proposes term limits for legislators and measures to prevent conflicts of interest, money laundering and corruption. The Charter promises term limits and accountability for past abuses, but activists and protesters argue it's merely symbolic without enforcement.
There is no mention of the July fighters, nor of providing legal protection to the injured and martyred families of July. We have been deprived of state protection under the law.
Now the question is, will the political parties resolve their differences and arrive at a united position on the referendum, preferably within a week, or will this political divide delay the elections?